next race features a man who's already reached the top. Tick Stewart from Manning Tree's been collecting major titles like they're going out of fashion. The World Stock Rods Championship just a month ago, and the European title only last week. But he's not a very cheerful champ right now. Stock rods also have a graded start, and as the newly crowned world #1, Stewart is right at the back of the field. His chances of winning here, well...
impossible. I'd be lucky to come in the first 15th. And then it makes you look an idiot in front of your home people at your home track, on your home television, and really you're wasting your time. You're better off putting it on the trailer and going home.
You're not very happy about this, are you?
No, there's no one happy who's got to start at the back. You speak to any person around, they're not happy. You'll see out there today, wasting their time, waste of petrol.
But you'll give it your best shot?
Oh yeah, we'll give it the best shot, have a go, just hope everything goes well.
Down goes the starting marshal's flag to send them away, and it's 3:27 Adrian Bedford from Eastbourne, who's straight into the lead, followed by 3:10 Sean O'Leary from Newbury, and it's Sean O'Leary that takes it up on the inside as they come out of this second turn now. A little bit of nudging and bumping and boring there. It is a non-contact formula, of course, but when you get this many cars all jammed together at this sort of speed, inevitably some contact, whoops, will take place. So 3:10 coming out of that bottom bend in the lead. 168 is now up into second place. Andy Sturt in third place. It's the 28th car of Justin Gladwell. Behind him 67 and 327 and 26 and 106, and then 137 Terry Thorpe from Hayes. And the 67 car is ready there. Jeremy Harkett from Oxshott ready to pick up the pieces. 6 laps gone. And these four settling down very, very nicely indeed now. I wonder whether 3:10 is going to be able to hold on to this lead for very long. Let's bring in Graham Brown from Motoring News. Graham.
This should be Sean O'Leary's chance to shine, Nigel, because he is a fallen star. He was a red grade driver up until very recently, and from the front of the grid he should be able to hold on now if he's ever going to. And it certainly looks as though he's beginning to stretch that lead out just a little bit over Sturt. And Gladwell's closing in a little bit on Sturt, so we could have quite a battle in the closing stages of this yet. Jeremy Harkett's still in touch, holding off Terry Thorpe, so there are some better drivers catching up, but I think if O'Leary's ever going to win one, this should be the one.
And there's the leader, there's the second. Now there's the battle for third, fourth, fifth and sixth, all quite close together. There's Andy Sturt second, and here's that other battle between 28 and 67. Justin Gladwell is there, and 67 is right on his tail, and 67 looking really set to go right the way through. That's the 1, 2, 3. There's 1, there's 2, 3 and 4. 67 in fourth place. And right behind him now, Terry Thorpe in 137 is beginning to take closer order now from Hayes, beginning to join in with this little group. 14 laps gone, so we're a little over halfway, and things really beginning to get quite competitive now, Graham, between this little group.
Yes, the trouble is, Nigel, 25 laps isn't really long enough for the star men to work their way through to the front. And as you can see, Harkett and Thorpe are having real problems here dealing with these blue-grey drivers. They may very well run out of time to deal with Sean O'Leary, and Sean O'Leary's making the most of that and making a run for it.
So 3:10 is still there, and this is the battle now here, this group here. 168, 28, 67 and 137, because the leader is fairly comfortable. He's got about sort of 25 yards ahead of them, and this is where the action is going to come in a minute or two, because the pressure's going to go on. Terry Thorpe in 137 is not going to be content to sit there. Neither is 67 Jeremy Harkett. He wants to get 28 out of the way. And there's got to be some action here before long. 17 of the 25 are now completed. And 3:10 really in the lead is getting a bit of a picnic, because there's nobody there to challenge him. There's not too many in the lead, and this bunch have got their hands full on their own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them there, all battling it out for places 2 to 6. Now the leader is still here, still 3:10. And in a moment you'll see the gap. You'll see the gap is now getting narrower. There's the leader, and there's the second, third, fourth and fifth in that group. So they are now taking closer order. Do you think 3:10 is going to hang on, Graham?
Pretty undoubtedly, I would say, Nigel, because he's got quite a large lead now, and they're very much running out of time to do anything about him. As I said earlier, he is an ex-Star grade driver. He should be able to hang on to this. And it isn't even other Star grade drivers who are chasing him. They're two blue tops, and they've got their hands full with Harkett and Port behind them. So they've got pressure to deal with from there, and I don't think they're going to have their hands free to chase after O'Leary. He should have this one in the bag, Nigel.
Okay, and of course, even if they catch him, they've got to get past him. So let's keep an eye on this little bunch here now, because 28 is coming under a lot more pressure now from 67. He's getting much closer. But nobody seems to have that little bit of, oh, maybe that's one way of doing it, go in that close, and the psychological pressure, and maybe a little bit of physical pressure on there as well. There was a little nudge there, and he's just letting him know he's there. Strictly illegal, of course, but in the heat of the race, that's the way it goes. We're inside the last 5. In fact, there's 3 more laps to go as they pass the starting marshal now, and 67 is really getting very impatient. Meanwhile, the leader is still there. 310 is comfortable, still about 20 yards ahead. There's the leader. Here come the rest of this fighting pack. And the second place car is still looking comfortable. Nobody really challenging 168 Andy Sturt, but it's 28.67 and 2:04 is now. Carl Pyle has come in to join them, right behind 67 and 137. So all that bunch, they're all in for places, they're all fighting it out, but nobody seems to have got enough edge to go by. 2:04 we saw ducking and weaving there, but they're inside the final lap now, and this man is looking all set to take the checkered flag as he comes to the final bend now. The flag is at the ready, and it's going to be 310 who's going to take it. A fine win for Sean O'Leary, and the rest of the bunch go over. 168 comes home in second place, then 28 and 67, and I think 2:04 just swept home in the next place. But a nice win for this man, 310, Sean O'Leary from Newbury.
A comfortable win for Sean O'Leary. Tick Stewart, as predicted, failing to make any real impression. Back to hot rods next with a tasty helping of bangers and smash to finish with. Join us again in a moment.